Greetings, fellow listeners. Welcome to a brand new tale that I plucked from the Book of Daily Horror. Today's tale introduces us to a twisted concept of a canned friend. Here is Canned as part of 365 horror shorts. They say be careful what you wish for. It's a warning that the thing you want might not be how you receive it. Much like the monkey's paw, you may have intended one thing, and you may receive something so far in the opposite direction, you wish you never longed for it in the first place. It had been many years since I seen my friend Chuck. He was probably the smartest person I knew, but he was always so consumed with his work that visits became fewer and fewer as he strived to perfect his projects. You see, Chuck was something of a scientist. I forget the exact scientific name he called himself, but he was interested in the idea of transporting things from point A to point B. I'd always joked that he'd seen too many science fiction movies, but he was convinced it was possible. He believed it was possible to break down someone's atoms and reconstruct them elsewhere. At one point, I heard he even experimented on some rats he found creeping around his home. I guess that's one way to get rid of pests, right? But he swore to me that he was close to a breakthrough, and that he needed a bit more time. But that was several months ago. I tried talking to him since, and he didn't so much as even read the messages. I didn't know whether he stopped caring to talk to me or if he was really busy the entire time, but I tried not to let it get to me. With all the time he remained distant, I thought it was strange what he left me on my front porch. It was a 12-pack of canned orange soda. The top of the box was simply marked, "From Chuck. Be careful when opening." Almost immediately I knew this was part of his weird experiments. I brought the case inside and set it down on my kitchen counter. I ripped open the box and grabbed a can. It was weirdly warm. I popped the tab on the top and peered inside. What I saw made me drop the can and stagger back in horror. It looked like it was filled with flesh of some kind. What kind of twisted joke was this? I'm not sure why I kept opening the cans to see if they were all filled with flesh, and sure enough, they all were. What was wrong with him? I grabbed my phone and was about to dial his number when the cans began to shake. Some of them fell over and hit the ground. Then the flesh-looking goop left the opening of the cans and started to form together in a random spot in mid-air just in front of me. As more flesh came together, it started to form a familiar figure. As it stopped and the figure fully formed, I was looking at Chuck. A very naked Chuck. I looked away disturbed. I heard him shuffle around and grab something from one of my cabinets. What the hell was even happening right now? My mind was still reeling around the image of the ball of flesh that spewed from the cans. "It's okay, you can look now," said a familiar voice. I turned to him. He was wearing a black trash bag from under my sink. I looked him up and down to make sure it was actually him, and it was. But something was off. I didn't want to tell him. I didn't know how. His body looked deformed. He still looked like himself, don't get me wrong, but it was like his arms were both different lengths. His legs different thicknesses. Even a part of his face was deformed, as a part of it was shifted higher on his head than the other. I didn't know how to tell him, so I shone a shy smile. I hoped he was able to reverse engineer what he'd just done, whatever that may be. This episode was written and produced by DL Dare. All audio is from epidemicsounds.com. If you enjoyed this episode and want to read more 365 horror short stories, check out 365 Horror Shorts on Substack, or at 365horrorshorts.blogspot.com. This podcast is distributed by Acast, based on the daily horror short stories by DL Dare.